How to write an English essay. When taking English courses in high school and college, you'll likely be assigned to write essays. While writing an essay for an English class may seem overwhelming, it does not have to be. If you give yourself plenty of time to plan out and develop your essay, however, then you will not have to stress about it. Set aside time to write. You cannot write a quality essay in 10 minutes. It's best to give yourself ample time to write and revise the essay. Try to factor in some time for breaks between drafts as well. If you're approaching a deadline, however, you may need to make the best use of the time you have. Sit down and write. While it's important to prepare to write, when it comes down to it, you just have to start putting content on the page. Remember that you can always go back and make improvements later, and that revisions are part of the writing process. Draft a tentative thesis. Your thesis is one of the most important elements of your essay. A thesis statement summarizes the main argument or position of your essay in one sentence. It lets readers know what the essay will attempt to show or prove. Everything in your essay should be connected to your thesis in a straightforward way. Your instructor will expect to see a well-crafted thesis early on in your essay. Place your thesis at the end of your first paragraph. If you don't understand how to write a thesis, ask your instructor for help. This is an important concept that will keep coming up in courses where you have to write papers. Develop your introduction. Once you have a compelling thesis statement, craft the rest of your introduction around it. You can also save this step for after you've drafted the body of your essay if you feel intimidated by the introduction. The best introductions grab the reader's attention and make them want to keep reading. Some effective strategies for creating an introduction include telling a personal anecdote, citing a surprising fact or statistic, overturning a common misconception, challenging the reader to examine her own preconceptions. Jot down an outline for the remainder of your essay. Outlining involves developing a basic structure for your essay, which can help you stay on track while writing drafts. Look over your notes and invention exercises and think about how you can organize this information in an outline. Think about what information should come first, second, third, etc. You can create a numbered outline using a word processor or just put it on paper. Don't worry about being too detailed when you create your outline. Just try to get the major ideas on paper. Drafting the essay. Collect all of your notes and materials. Before you start to write, gather together all of the notes, books, and other materials that you will need to reference in order to answer the essay prompt effectively. Support is essential for an effective English essay, so do not try to write your essay without these materials. If you have time, read through your notes before you begin. Make sure that you have your outline handy as well. You can build on your outline by expanding on each of the points in the order that they are listed in. Include topic sentences at the beginning of each paragraph. Topic sentences signal to readers what a paragraph will discuss. Start each of your paragraphs with a topic sentence so that your instructor will be able to see that your ideas progress in a clear, direct manner. Think of the topic sentence as a way to tell readers what you'll talk about in the rest of the paragraph. You don't need to summarize the whole paragraph. Just provide readers with a taste. For example, in a paragraph that describes Okonkwo's rise and fall in Things Fall Apart, you might begin with something like, Okonkwo starts out as a poor young man, but then rises to a position of wealth and status. Develop your ideas as much as possible. Make sure that you include as many details as possible throughout your essay. Remember that padding, filling in with meaningless text or using extra wordy sentences, is not an effective strategy for writing essays because instructors can see right through it. Your instructor has probably read hundreds of student essays over their career, so they'll know when an essay has been padded. Fill your essays with details that make your essay useful and insightful instead. If you get stuck, some good strategies for developing your ideas include returning to the invention stage. This includes exercises such as free writing, listing, or clustering. You can also revisit your notes and books to see if there's anything you missed or forgot. Work towards a conclusion.
The general structure of an essay usually goes from broad to specific. You could visualize this tendency as an upside-down pyramid or as a funnel. By the time you get to your conclusion, it should feel as though the information in your conclusion is inevitable. It's essentially a recap of everything you've spent your whole essay trying to prove. However, there is also potential to use your conclusion for other purposes. You may find that you want to use your conclusion to qualify or complicate the information in your essay. Suggest a need for further research. Speculate on how the future will change the current situation.
Revising the essay. Give yourself plenty of time. Leaving your essay to the last minute is not a good idea. Try to allow yourself at least a couple of days to revise your work. It is important to take a 1 to 2 day break from your essay after you have completed it. Then you can come back to it and revise with a fresh perspective. Ask a friend to read your essay. Having a friend or classmate take a look at your work can be helpful as well. Someone else may catch simple errors or notice something else that you missed because you have been looking at the document so much. Try swapping essays with a friend from class. You can read and comment on each other's essays to make sure that both of you have done the best work possible. Make sure that you swap papers at least one day before the paper is due so that you will have time to correct any errors that your friend finds. Read your essay out loud. Reading your essay aloud can help you to catch simple errors that you might not have noticed otherwise. Read your essay out loud slowly and have a pencil nearby, or be prepared to edit on your computer as you read. Correct any errors that you find and make a note of anything that you think could be improved, such as adding more details or clarifying the language.